Good morning everybody. I've just got up and ready for my breakfast. Yes, it's going to be some more, well, let's try plugging that in, shall we? It's going to be some more avocado and tomato toast. I've decided I'm only going to have 2 slices of toast today because I am trying to control my portions a little bit better. Gosh, I can never do this. There you go. Yeah, I am trying to control my portions a bit better. And plus, for goodness sake. Plus, 2 slices of that bread is actually 250 calories, which is mainly carbs, so I'm not too happy about that. So what I've decided to do, I know yesterday I mentioned that I was going to have some protein powder, like a protein shake in the evening, which I didn't do because I just forgot. So I've just had a look at the nutritional information and found that actually there's only 130 calories in a 35 gram portion of the powder itself. Oh, this is going to be a pain, isn't it? Plus whatever I put in with the oat milk. So it's probably going to work out about the same amount of calories as 2 slices of bread by the time I finish, but there's a lot more protein, and because my muscles are still aching quite a lot, I think I need that extra bit of protein. This is ridiculous. If you thought bananas were bad, bloody hell. So yeah, just 2 slices of toast today, but obviously with the same amount of avocado and tomato, so I might double layer it a little bit. For some reason this morning my calves are aching, and I don't remember doing much with my calves other than those straight leg deadlifts. So that was a bit unexpected, but there you go, I'll work with it. Today we still haven't had any snow, even though it was forecast and we've had weather warnings. Now it looks like the weather warning's been delayed due to the weather, and it's due instead tomorrow between, I think it said 11 AM, which is fine actually, because oh, that was quick. I'll bring it in for a little bit longer, because I don't have anything to do tomorrow, so it's a good excuse to get a longer workout done. Maybe no work or anything. Today we're going for that meal which I've been mentioning for the last few days with the in-laws. I can't remember where we're going, to be honest. I don't really pay much attention to that, I just go where I'm told to go. Hopefully they're going to be going, because they're going to be taking us, I mean, or at least jump starting the car and seeing if the battery is the issue with that. Oh, look at the state of that now. Bit of Cajun. Oops, too much. I know it's a quiet day at work. Oh, have I burnt it? Nah, that's fine, I can get away with that. Yeah, quiet day at work. I should be home for about 2:30, 3 o'clock. Throughout the day I'll figure out what I want to do for the workout, but I'm having a very go slow morning at the moment. I'm not as aching with my back as I thought I would. I didn't think I'd ache anywhere else, but I did think my back would be feeling it a little bit. Luckily for me, I was wrong. I've just noticed this guy over here with a stall for fruit and veg, so I'm just going to have a quick look and see what he's got. Might have some cheap avocados. Oh, that was a nice little find. £4.20, and I got some onions, cabbage, cauliflower and some leeks, and they were massive leeks. I'll show you when I get home. I noticed yesterday whilst I was making my dinner that the portion looked quite large, and because I've only been using estimates as to the amount of calories that are in things and the weights that I've been using, I thought it might be a good idea to come and actually buy some scales so I could see exactly what I was consuming. So I've just come down to the local B&M now and having a look to see if they've got anything for me. I haven't seen them, but I thought if they were anywhere they'd be in this aisle.
You think so?
Have another look down this aisle.
They might be in the kitchen area.
Might be where? I've already looked down here once. Ah, here. Yep, I walked straight past them. £8.
Which one?
They're like next to this beach with seals and stuff, seal cups and
Oh no, you're not.
Looks like no bedlin and towels all eating. That's barbecue, don't paraphernalia, throws cocktails.
we were struggling to find anywhere that took 3 dogs, there were just 2 dogs. Then this one came up, took 16, unlimited.
And it looks really nice as well.
I don't know what to have, a flatbread tacos or hot dogs.
Pick the ones, if that tacos is only small, we don't have that.
Sausages are really nice. I've got all sorts.
Well, I wish I could say that yesterday went closer to plan, but unfortunately that's not the case. Whatever I did yesterday, time managed to get away from me. We didn't manage to get the car fixed. The meal we went for was an absolute joke. As a result of that, we ended up getting home very late and I wasn't able to complete the editing until after midnight. And as a result, I didn't manage to get a workout in. On the plus side though, I can actually move today. I managed to get up the steps without making torture noises, and my back actually doesn't ache at all after the deadlifts that I did the other day. As a result of yesterday though, I am having to combine 2 vlogs in one, so in this video you're getting yesterday's vlog and today's vlog. We had a table booked with the in-laws at Toby Carvery. Becky and myself both ordered the goat's cheese and caramelised onion tart, with myself having the vegan option, which is literally exactly the same but without the goat's cheese. So usually what happens with the carvery is if you're not having the meat and you order from the main menu, you order that, and then once the order's ready, then you go up and collect your vegetables from the carvery. However, we were waiting about 10 minutes before they decided to come over and say that actually they only had the caramelised onion one and not the goat's cheese one. So Becky went and chose something else, and we were waiting again for that. And it was getting to the point where we were just about to go and ask if we were ready, if we should go and queue, because the queue was quite large anyway. So we thought, well, if we go and get ready in the queue, then by the time it's our turn to be served for the vegetables, then Becky's and my tart would be ready. As we got up to go and ask the server though, she decided to come and say to us that they didn't have what Becky had ordered. And this is about 20 minutes after ordering it. So having waited already 20 minutes, all of us were very hungry. And some other factors such as piles of dirty plates being left on sideboards, loads of customers being crammed into one small area in the pub, and the fact that we couldn't actually rely on whatever Becky had ordered for the third time to be in stock, we decided just to leave. We ended up going to one of the Harvester pubs, which personally has always been one of my favourites anyway. It was only 10 minutes up the road from the Toby Carvery. On the way there, we phoned and made sure that they had space. They fit us in straight away, and within 5 minutes we were seated, we had our drinks, and we had some bowls of salad. Within about 10 minutes after that, we had our food delivered to our table, and we all had a nice evening. Unfortunately, by the time all that had happened though, time was getting on, and it ended up being about 9 o'clock by the time we got home in the evening. Unfortunately, although I did get some footage of the menu, I did forget, because I was so hungry, to take much footage of the meal itself. However, I'll have a look and see if I can find anything with the calories for the meal, as well as the calories in the salad bar. One thing I will say though, I was quite well behaved. My meal was basically the vegan Beyond Burger, which comes with chips. I had it with a jacket potato with no butter. I also only ate the top half of the bread bun, and Becky very kindly helped me out and had one of my onion rings. And then, as I said, we got home about 9 o'clock, I did some editing, and by the time that had all been completed, it was after midnight. And that brings us to today, for which the plan is to do my chest workout, which I had intended to do yesterday, have some dinner, and then have a look at the cardio equipment to see if I can make any modifications or make the weird skiing machine or whatever it's called a bit safer, or simply just get rid of it. I've just been getting the weights bench ready, and just wanted to show you how easy it is to pick up and move this bench. I mean, it's a heavy bench, but it's so easy to move around with those wheels on the end. Also, whilst I was moving it, I noticed one negative. You know, the other day when I was saying that fish hadn't managed to get her claws into it? Well, turns out I was wrong. It isn't too bad, but yeah, it's a bit of a pain though. Okay, so the bar behind me is set at 20 kilos, that's 10 kilos on either side. I can't remember what my maximum weightlifting was when I used to lift several years ago, so I figured I'd just start with the 20 kilos, and if it turns out to be too heavy to start with, then I'll simply lower the weight. I have added the GoPro onto the centre of the bar, so that'll be interesting to see what sort of faces I pull. So what I'll probably do is film the first set in normal speed, and then, assuming I haven't got anything to say in the second and third sets, I'll speed those up. Now don't forget, I am just wearing normal clothes. I've actually got jeans on, t-shirt and jumper. I'm not looking for a massive workout. You know, you wouldn't wear this in the gym, I know. I'm literally just trying to get my muscles back into things. I have never actually laid on this bench, so I'm a little bit anxious, to be honest. Miles away. I need to be a little bit further up. Very first rep, realise something's in the way. Okay, that was actually quite painful for my shoulder. I suppose I should probably have been expecting that, but I wasn't. I'm not sure if I was too high on my chest, or maybe the angle wasn't quite right. I'm wondering if actually the position of the grip, if I changed the position of the grip, then it would alter the muscles that were being worked, so that wouldn't necessarily work, say if I had I mean, I have got one, but if I used an easy bar, I'm not sure I'd get the same benefits for my chest. I don't think it's too heavy, but I'll see how the second and third sets go, and I'll probably have a good look at the footage afterwards to see if there is anything with my form that could be improved, which there probably is. It's been several years since I last did this. Anyway, let's go for set 2. I'll bring it a bit lower down now. I think I was about here earlier, so I'll try a couple of inches further down. Is it the position of my arms? Maybe I'll experiment a little bit. They're light enough to be able to do that at the moment. So I was here. Try a bit further down. That is a little bit easier. I can still feel it more on my right shoulder though. Just try and keep my elbows in, see if that does anything. That's actually a lot easier on my shoulder. Keeping my elbows tucked in. I do feel unsteady though. I feel probably going a lot slower at first, just to right. Yeah, I think when I tucked my arms in there, my elbows, it put a lot less strain on my shoulder. I was towards the last couple of reps there a bit wobbly, so I do need to work on my stability. Weight wise, yeah, I think 10 on either side, 20 total kilos was a good place to start. For the third set, I'm going to try slowing things down a bit, remembering to keep my elbows tucked in, and see how we go. Okay, ready for set 3. So I'm going to take it nice and slowly this time, keep my elbows tucked in, and try and stay stable. I'm just going to try one thing with my elbows, how they were again. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of strain on my shoulder when I go with the elbows further out. But I also feel as though I'm putting a lot more effort into the push when I've got my elbows in, and I've completely lost count as usual. Let's go with 10. Was that set 2 or set 3? I think that was only set 2. No, it was set 3, I remember, yeah. Set 1, I was all over the place. Set 2, I tried to keep my elbows in. Set 3, I tried to keep my elbows in and take things slowly and help my stability. Right, I've just been thinking about what I want to do next in the workout. I haven't actually planned anything yet. I think I do want to do a little bit of an experiment at the end of the workout with my chest. But I've just been looking at the bench itself, and it's got like a leg area, and I'm not really sure what it's for. But I'm guessing, or what I'm going to use it for, is just to hook my ankles behind it, rest my shins against it, and use it just to help me with some sit-ups. I do actually have a sit-ups bench over there, which is a decline bench, especially for sit-ups. But at the moment, especially the way that my thighs have been recently, I'm going to avoid that for now. Like I said, I just want to get my muscles used to working again before we start doing anything too strenuous. So I'm going to use this bench now and do 3 sets of sit-ups, not weighted, just bodyweight sit-ups. Yes, in my jeans and hoodie. Then I'm going to focus on some flies with probably only the 1 kilo weights, just because I didn't really ever do flies before, even when I went to the gym. I used the pec deck, the lever machine at the gym, but I never did free weight flies. So I'll be taking it easy with those. So let's get the first set of sit-ups done. Okay, there's a lot of rolling going on here. This foot area where I was going to put my legs behind it, it's got like padding on it, and the padding is rolling. I'm not sure if that's going to be an issue or not. It'll have to do for now. Anyway, that's 2. It's 12. Yeah, that's definitely going to be an issue. I think I just need to lower it, to be honest. I find the rolling is actually quite irritating on my on my calves, shins, sorry. But I could also tell that instead of using my entire stomach muscles, I was actually using my ankle muscles to kind of pull myself up a bit, where really I want to only use my ankles to stabilise myself. So try and move this down. I'm still not sure it's going to be perfect, but it should be better than it was. Those sit-ups actually were, they took a bit of effort. I could actually feel it in my lower back as well there. I do try and keep my back straight whilst I'm doing sit-ups. I'll actually I'm just thinking if there's any way I can set up the GoPro to get a side view. Hold on. You're miles away now, over the other side of the room. I'll show you. There you are, you're perched on top of the rowing machine. Right, so set 2. I am a bit nervous about banging my head against the bar, which actually reminds me to say, before my next chest workout, I do want to lift the supports for the bar. Oh, 12. Oh, that'll be interesting to watch actually on the GoPro, to see actually how straight my back is, because to me it feels like my back's completely straight. Okay, set 3. Oh, 12. Oh, definitely feeling that on my lower back and my calves, as well as my stomach. Yeah, I noticed as well that I was moving along the bench a little bit, and I was almost feeling as though I was falling slightly as I moved back before my ankles were taking the weight against the padding here. So I'll have a look at my GoPro footage on my form and see how it can be improved. I've taken my jumper off, I'm actually getting quite warm now. The radiators aren't even on, so I'm obviously working hard enough to warm my body up. So I'm going to try some flies now. I was going to use the 5 kilo weights, but I've decided to just go with the 1 kilos just to see how we go at first, because like I said earlier, I've never really done them before anyway. This does make me realise though that I really should have something between 1 kilo and 5 kilos, maybe a 2 and a 4 when I get some more dumbbell bars. Anyway, let's give these flies a go. Okay, so that's set one. Again, there's quite a lot of pressure on my right arm there, and I understand that's most likely due to form, but it's definitely a good thing that I decided to stick with 1 kilos for now. I was also trying a few different methods of how to lift the weights. I tried moving I don't know if you noticed, but I tried to move my grip, my wrist position at the bottom as well as the top, and actually I noticed just how much difference there is at the top by lifting the weights together just a touch at the ends, and you've got a good foot there extra, which, you know, considering it's at the top, there's not a lot of resistance anyway, but you know, it's an extra foot. It's a little bit more exercise. You're doing a little bit more with your muscles. I'm going to have just a minute now, and then I'll go for set 2. And in set 2 I'm going to just pick a lift position and stick with it for the whole 12 reps. Okay, time for set 2. So I'm going to stick with this method, and I'm going to come out as, yeah, probably about the width of the barbell weights, and that's as low down as I can go, so obviously that's as low as I'll be going. It'll be interesting to see on the playback later how much of a curve I'm achieving, as opposed to possibly going straight up and then across. That one felt a bit wobbly there. Slow down a bit. I do think it's definitely been a good idea to start with the smaller weights whilst I try and increase my form, benefit my form. Especially considering my shoulder issues. That last one did feel as though I was going a bit up and across rather than curved. That's set 2. Yeah, a couple of those reps did feel a little bit wonky there, so I slowed down a little bit just to see if I could get a bit more control with the lift. I'll do one more set now before going down and having some dinner, and then I want to come back up here and do a bit of an experiment with the barbell, as well as have a look at the cardio machinery. But for now, let's get this last set done. Did you hear that? That was my stomach. I think it heard me saying something about my dinner. I don't even know what I'm having. See, on this one, I'm just pausing here so I can have a look myself later on the camera, but I feel as though my left arm is a lot further away from my body than my right arm, and my right arm is at a lot more of a right angle than my left. So I'll have a look at that when I've finished. Oh, that was interesting. Oh, that last rep there, once I'd stopped, that was really hard to get going again. That was strange. Anyway, that's the workout section of the video done. I'm going to go and get some dinner now, and then come back up, like I say, and do that bit of experiment and some work on the machinery. I just want to have a quick look and see how high I need to make the supports. Then I want to do a quick experiment with some lighter weights just to see how different grips feel with the different bars. So that looks to me like the supports need to come up about 3 or 4 inches. Just give that a go now. That's perfect. I've just had a look, and unfortunately this easy bar isn't going to work on the supports. This is one that my brother gave me years ago, and to be honest, I've never used it and I never even measured it, so I just assumed that it was going to be longer, and obviously it isn't. So the change of grips is a no-go for the bench press. I wanted to look at all 3 pieces of the cardio machinery with this weird ski thing. I still don't know what it's called, but basically I just want to have a look and see, on a close look that is. I have looked before briefly, but I just wanted to have a good look and see if it would be possible to shore it up a little bit and secure it. It's quite wobbly when I use it, and I'm not entirely sure why, so I'm just going to see if there's any loose bolts or anything. It's got quite a lot of play there, but that's transferred up here. It's a bit blurry there. And obviously I'm not going to be able to tighten this bolt up, because if I do that, then that's going to become tighter, and then I'm not going to be able to move the foot plates. Well, I do remember trying the lower connections to the foot plates. That seems quite sturdy, so I wondered if it is just because it's so long and with nothing else to attach to it, it just naturally has that bit of give. There was a strange noise as well whilst I was pedalling, so I'm just going to start that again now, just for a few moments, see if I can hear it. Hopefully I can figure out where it's coming from and try and address it. Can you hear that? It's kind of going clink clonk, clink clonk. Let me just try turning this down. Oops, wrong way. So that's on the easiest now. I think it's coming from the left. Ah, shush you. Hey fish. You helping? Good to say hello. Ah, nice. I wonder if it's this. Oh. It might be that just needs tightening. Yeah, because it was definitely on the left hand side. That's nice and tight, doesn't make any noise. I bet it's that. Alright, well, I'm pleased that I made the effort to have a look at that. Now I'll move on to the recumbent bike, because that seemed fine actually. I just wanted to have a quick look at the straps to see how easy they'd be to get off. Oh, you going out? Toodles. Yeah, those straps should be easy to get off, but I just want to have a closer look. And whilst I'm having a look, I want to adjust the seat back a little bit as well. And actually, whilst I'm talking about the foot straps, I wouldn't mind, if we're going to keep this piece of equipment, I wouldn't mind adding some foot straps to these, because I did notice whilst I was pedalling, my foot tended, especially on the left hand side, my foot was tending to move up to the front and then actually over. It was a bit annoying to keep having to adjust my feet. Yeah, I'm not sure the point of having these on this bike, but it looks like they'd easily just unclip off there. There we go, that was actually really easy. Literally all I had to do was stretch it a little bit and it pops right off. Now I'll adjust the seat and it'll be ready for the next time I want to use it. Let's see how that is. Wow, that has quite a lot of give. It's also a little bit too long. I'm stretching my leg to full length there, so I'm going to take it back in just the one. I did bring it out two, so halfway should be perfect. Let's try that. It's a bit more stable now. Not loads more, but a little bit. Usually the seat's going to be against the wall anyway, so that's not too much of an issue. Ah, that's perfect. Yep, happy with that. That brings us to the end of this video, so thank you for watching. I managed to achieve everything today that I wanted to do. Much more productive day than yesterday. I think tomorrow is going to be quite an interesting day, because once I've done the jobs to the cardio equipment, because my legs are feeling better now and my shoulder isn't too bad, I feel like I'm ready to push myself again. So if you'd be interested in seeing that, then please make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you're made aware of when that video is uploaded. Of course, if you liked this video, please click the thumbs up and share it with friends and family and anybody else who you think may be interested. See you tomorrow.